So what made me decide to want to become a mentor locally here in the Dubuque community, it started with Doug Bausch. Doug's been in this community a very long time, and Doug had worked with a lot of young people, and he recognized that he needed to get more people involved to get the young people some exposure to some other opportunities that they could have in the future. So Doug started an organization or a program that he called Yes You Can. And Doug pulled myself, Dusty Rogers, and a few other people into Jefferson Middle School to mentor young people. And we would do that several times a month. And that went on from several years, started about in 2000 and went on for quite a few years. So I believe that's kind of my whole story about why I'm here in Dubuque and how I got here. So it goes back to when I was a very young person, maybe 10 years old. I grew up in inner city Cincinnati, Ohio, in a lower income neighborhood, what today we would call a working class neighborhood. So in my neighborhood, there was no professionals. Everybody was pretty much a working person or an unemployed person. So we never had an opportunity to see people that were professionals. We saw no engineers, no city officials. We saw there were no school teachers in my neighborhood. So that was a significant piece of what happened. And what happened is we had 2 college students come to my neighborhood to start a baseball team. And they started several baseball teams at multiple age levels. But what we didn't recognize is that these guys were really coming in to become mentors. So when they would come and pick us up and take us to the baseball game or the baseball practice, we distinctly remember that they would quiz us. They would ask quizzes about science, what's anatomy, what's the meaning of biology. They would quiz us on what's 25 squared, what's the square root of 250. All those types of questions, they started challenging us. And what that mentoring did for me is it finally gave me the opportunity to see that I could do something different than what I saw in my neighborhood. Yeah, Dubuque Black Men's Coalition and its role, it was formed in 2009, so we've been around for about 12 years. At that time, the diversity of Dubuque was increasing pretty rapidly when IBM first arrived here in the city. In addition, we had still growing needs for mentors in our community. So we formed Dubuque Black Men Coalitions, and initially the objective was to not to form any new programs. We thought the group would support initiatives that were already going in the community and support other organizations. But that turned out not to be the case.
Hold the bigger side on your right hand.
We recognized that there were gaps that we still had to close, so we ended up forming some programs and initiatives that are going today, and we're adding some new initiatives as well. So we're trying to do a lot of things in Black Men Coalition to continue to make Dubuque a better place for all people.
You need to keep it a little loose.
So what advice would I give to someone who wants to become a mentor? I would say first, take a look at yourself. What do you think you're good at and what you're passionate about? If it's about economic things, and that's something that you can help people with. If it's about sports, if it's about helping people prepare for future careers and trades, or preparing people for four-year colleges, anything that you see is a need. If you can help people with working against substance abuse and all those types of things, there is a need in the community, and we need you to be a mentor.